Welcome everybody to today, where we celebrate the 17th week, Tuesday of Ordinary Time. Today, notice that Jesus explains the parable of the weeds, where each and every one of us, if we were to pay very close attention to 2 Sundays ago, we hear about the parable of the weeds, where there are many representations to which we can continue to draw and derive from. So, all of us here are considered the field, where God, which is the sower, is the one that continues to plant each and every one of us here to the field. And if we are going to become a good seed, then each and every one of us here needs to be able to act like this good seed, where we continue to fulfill the Word of God, so that each and every one of us here can go to continue to recognize the presence of the love of God, as God to love each and every one of us here, to the point where all of us here are brought into this world. But then there are also the evil ones, the weeds, where all of us here can easily continue to fade ourselves away from the shining presence of Christ, to the point where all of us here will not be able to grow and bear fruit. As we continue to compare ourselves to the seed, notice that in order for the seed to be classified as good, it needs to be able to grow, to thrive, to develop. Because if we don't have any of these elements, then all of us here would not be able to grow and hence produce very, very good fruit. Each and every one of us here have a goal and purpose to which we are living forth this life. And Jesus wants each and every one of us here to call into attention all of the various aspects in our lives, so that way all of us can really consider what we did good and what we can go to continue to improve upon, so that way all of us can go to recognize His love as we continue to draw forth closer to His love each and every day. Because those who planted the weeds are going to be the devil, to which God did not intend for each and every one of us here to go to fall apart. But it is through our own actions, our own choices, that make us struggle through these traps to which the devil is trying to plant within each and every one of us here. So as we continue to grow and develop in our lives, Jesus wants each and every one of us to go and reflect upon how we are living our life. Because if we do not continue to grow, there will be a time to which we are going to be harvested. And that time signifies when each and every one of us here are going to be called by God to go into His kingdom. So with that being said, how often do we strive to prepare ourselves so that we can prepare for the time of harvest, the time at the end of our life? How often do we continue to prepare ourselves for it, so that way all of us can go to unite ourselves with God? Because if we continue to have great faith, we are going to be like the seed that continues to grow into a mustard tree. If we have great faith, we are going to be able to command others and they will continue to obey. But it's all going to start off with how we continue to grow and develop ourselves, so that we can be able to further understand how exactly to live out the faith, so that we can go to teach others. Because if we don't continue to do that, then we will come to recognize that all of us here cannot lead, because we don't continue to follow it ourselves. Think of the people in the Bible, Pharisees and the scribes. Notice how they continue to preach, yet they don't lift up a finger. And there are many others who follow the same path. So each and every one of us here should strive to continue to be very, very careful and very vigilant and alert to when things start to go the wrong way. So that way, each and every one of us here can try to avoid going the wrong direction, so that each and every one of us here can be led closer to Jesus. Thank you to each and every one of you guys for taking the time to listen to this reflection, and for more videos like this, please consider liking and subscribing and commenting down below any questions that you may have about the faith. Thank you.